Our society and our world are full of these invented and built up and contrived facades. And sometimes some people come along with a hammer and smash that facade. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer to smash that facade. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer to smash that facade.
Welcome to the future. Shit where you please. The Wi-Fi's killer, but there's no more bees. So there's hardly any flowers, there are very few trees, and you'll pay $1,000 for some honey for your tea. But we got these awesome collars, mine's an Apple Model 3. It allows for better movement than the Tesla X Elite. It lets you customize the ads that it implants in every dream. And for premium subscribers, doesn't shock you in your sleep. But it doesn't stop there. It can analyze your speech, and if it hears disinformation, then it notifies police. It's a swift re-education, but it knocks you off your feet like your booster every 7th week. I faced the future boldly with 2 eager open eyes, and I picked a couple nuggets up that blew my fucking mind. Like you can taxidermy someone while they're technically alive, and they'll shine when it's election time. See, the Democratic voter base will pay them zero. Never mind if voting for the scarecrow is a vote along their party lines. They could stare into its marble eyes and claim there's something dignified. Unlike real politicians, this one doesn't need an oxygen or kit supply. But its function is the same as those who came before. The goals are never misaligned. It still spends all its working time performing pre-recorded fleecing sessions where it sugarcoats your slow and hungry genocide, while pouring billions into Nazi coffers, all the while selling you the story that we're moments till the MiGs arrive. So fuck it, ask Zelensky if he'll help replace our leaded pipes. Watch a fleet of Penske's show, stacks of bills in every size. Guess it only took a black sun and a couple Hiles.
Well, hello, everyone. We're back.
Hi, everybody.
we were so rudely interrupted. Jesse was about to play a song, I seem to recall. I had it all brought up. We were at, I don't even remember now.
Ghost on the Lawn.
Yes, Radio Silence, Ghost on the Lawn. Here we go. All right. And I am up. So let's go right back to where we were and like it never happened.
Okay. Like I should set this song up a little bit because it's like one of the few non-political songs. This was really me trying to put a feeling into words that was hard to describe. There's an awful lot on social media about making sure you stay in the moment with being a parent, like how fast the childhood years fade away, and eventually you'll blink and they're out the door and they're off to college and work and blah blah blah. And it's not like I don't think about those things, but when you get beaten over the head with them a lot, it's hard not to hyperfixate on that. And I tend to find myself trying to be so aware of how fleeting these moments are that I can't properly enjoy them, that I'm like actively mourning them in the moment and not being as present to them as I'd like to be, which kind of defeats the purpose in the first place. So this song kind of came from that feeling, and especially with the weird tuning that it's normally in, and just the feel of the song in general, I love it. It's one of my favorites. So this is Ghost on the Lawn. Sometimes it feels like the world's moving on, or it feels like I'm already gone. Some say that's just a sign that it's right before dawn. I say the only way I can describe it is sometimes I'm watching my son on his bike and I feel like a ghost on the lawn. I feel like the host and the best of me fed something else and I'm fit to be pawned. I feel like the very last fish in the pond. And tonight they'll be flooding the valley and I'll be alone in the reservoir, endlessly carrying on, deathless and bound. Down to a depth I attempted to sound until I thought maybe my sound was gone. Held in a prison whose walls my fists have been pounding on, whose CCTV turned to a live stream soon as the stream of the reservoir split the walls. And I didn't make waves or a sound, I kept my head down and I drowned to embrace it all. Found what was left of myself caught up in a tangle of trees and debris when the waters receded. And maybe I'd needed that all along. Maybe my peace is the breath of relief in the break of a song. Maybe I'm right at the peak of my being as soon as I speak the last words aloud through the fury of my heart beating. Maybe I'm only deceiving myself. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm nearer to right than I'd like to admit, and that's why I'm convinced that I'm splintering. Maybe the truth is once you let the light in, the brightness is fixed to your eyelids and there's no forgetting no matter how heavy the curtains are drawn. Maybe I'm right at the peak of my being as soon as I speak the last words aloud, and then the moment is gone. Maybe I'm more than a ghost on the lawn, but maybe that's just what a ghost would be telling itself to attempt to keep calm. Maybe I'll try to disarm myself, only to find that I'm all of the wires attached to the bomb. Find that they run through the lines of my palms. Learn the devices entwined in my final reserves of resolve, so that if it ignites, I might just step outside myself, place my concern for your current events on an often neglected shelf, killing my drive to create and then claiming defense of myself. Watching as everyone else just keeps revolving, like maybe them forcing insolvency on us just couldn't be helped, or honestly we couldn't tell. Maybe those questions are better off left to be muttered ad nauseum after I'm tossed in a cushioned, carpeted cell, singing the ballad of suicide hotline workers who know they would only be calling themselves, who know we are stuck in the clutches of leaders who publicly honor the fallen, privately set up a system that sees to it we are eternally falling, and privately plot the demise of us all while they privately measure the plots that will fall in the mandatory mass grave cascade we are soon to star in. The thought aside, like the fog of a chlorine gas hanging thick in my mind. And then I'm standing outside, I'm looking at the sky. I can smell the charcoal of someone's fire. I see my son out on his bike, in a moment that although I'm standing within it, I still feel it passing by. It's like it's fading into time. And suddenly it's 20 years behind. That is Ghost on the Lawn.
Hell yeah. That is. There's an eerie ghost on the lawn.
Jesse tuned his guitar to Adam Ant.
That tracks. Eventually you blink and you're in a bowl of mac and cheese dressed like a pimp. If you're Charlie Mac, that is accurate. That is accurate. They'll gladly pay.
Yeah, you know it.
By the come on, I can name
to
that
the grift.
tune in 5 chords. I can name that.
Not a
tune
moment to
in
lose,
4
Indy. Quickly
notes.
to the grift.
Or to the single. Actually, no, I'll go to the grift because it actually it lyrics up better from the actual album.
You know I had to do it to him.
All right, that would be the last song on the grift. This is Powerless, folks. Shout out to our brothers Joe, Shut the Fuck Up Shitlib, who made an incredible video for this. I miss you, Joe. If you're watching out there, if anybody knows how to reach him, tell him to get his fucking ass back at some point.
Shout out to the old Twitter where that video got 12,000 views. That couldn't get that in this day and age.
Right?
Couldn't do numbers like that now. In my day,
Seriously.
put up a song and people would see it, retweet it,
Back in my
share
day.
it with their friends.
Back in the day.
It wasn't just a bunch of porn bots and sex accounts.
Oh, I don't know those days. It's only been porn bots and sex accounts, crypto bots, and yeah. So for those who did not know our friend Joe, real quick.
Oh yeah. What a prince.
This was Shut the Fuck Up Shitlib. Joe, he was all over Twitter. He had a bunch of TikToks. They took them all down. He has a YouTube channel, but he hasn't posted. He just disappeared. His Twitter's still up, and he's still got a great video up there. Zago Brothers did the illustration on there. He's the only INN member ever that's been an Indie Media Award honoree. Much deserved. Made incredible videos, funny videos, serious videos, and kept everybody on their toes and laughing for a while, and then decided he was out just after October 7th, like about a month later. He sent me a video, and he's like, I think I'm done. And I'm out, and I'll see you guys when I see you. And then he popped back up a couple months later, and then we haven't seen him since, man. It's been more than a year now since we've heard anything from this guy. So if you know where he is, by all means, please tell him to get his ass back here, and his family misses him. But yeah, great videos. There's a whole playlist on the INN YouTube channel to watch all the old Joe videos. They're freaking hilarious. Nobody makes shit like that now. They just don't.
Sorry, I just got. When you said his family misses him, I feel like we're just doing the plea on TV. Like, just come home, Joe. Your mother and I have to know. We're just worried. We just want to know you're safe.
We just need to know. All right. And in order to help that cause, you can always
pleading our adult male son to come home.
That's right. That's right. If you do feel inclined to support INN, I don't show this very often. Cash App, Ko-fi, PayPal, and Substack. These amazing people already have signed up, have contributed via Cash App or Ko-fi or PayPal. Substack monthly. Patreon, Talking Wombat went to patreon.com/Indie News Network. Yeah, just awesome. Thank you so much to everyone who's able to do that. But I did want to show a little homage and tribute to our friend Joe. Little eruption.
I love playing at like every gig Jess and I play now when we're like tuning up and just like get done playing, you know, something that's not Metallica. It's so fun to just hit up. Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
They're like, wait, what? Wait, what? Yes, her character.
You guys like bare naked ladies? You want
made a quick appearance. Eric showed up. Nice. And what, baby? I would say, what about breakfast at Tiffany? Yeah, there you go.
Oh, God. Okay.
Pretty much. All right, so we got Powerless queued
all right,
up.
Powerless. Sorry. I was like, what the hell are we playing?
Gladly pay you by the hour for a minute or so, so you can sign off on the towers where they'll piss on your home. And if you feel like you're just powerless to answer them, no, it's 'cause you are. Gladly pay you by the hour for a minute or so, so you can sign off on the towers where they'll piss on your home. And if you feel like you're just powerless to answer them, no, it's 'cause you are. Stagnate a living wage, snap the chains and bury it. Labor slaves in rusty cages dragged behind a chariot, led by Mr. Racial Jungle, Joseph R. Iscariot, fighting over scraps as they barrage us all with variants and BuzzFeed clickbait, straight until we're paralyzed, trying to distract us from the concentration camps that Joe had swore he'd close, but only chose to amplify, where they got 50-something kids in cages made for 5 to occupy. And no, she hadn't seen the camps, but Harris swore their paradise. And she told us the facilities were safe, and that right down to the women, they were regularly sterilized. Then she throws her head back and she proceeds to laugh, that sort of heartless cackle you'd expect from someone working steadfastly on behalf of the virus and a Congress full of parasites. And where was I? I was busy cashing every blue check, demonstrating plainly all the narratives expected from the verified. I was busy breeding verbal leeches by the terabyte. Train them to exsanguinate the wealthy while they sleep at night. Bleed the oil barons dry and bare and say they showed us how to share, and now we share alike. Tell them I contracted rabies from a feral mic, and now I'm just another species losing sleep to noise pollution in these glaring lights, forced to change its habits and adapt to just survive. But now it's safe to say that some of us are thriving in the moment, throwing shit on presidential homes beneath the Paris skies. So if you feel like you're just powerless, I guess you bought the lie. But I can tell they're petrified of our collective might. I can hear those gentrifiers weeping at the sight of our collective rights. And I only can imagine the intensifying fear of knowing revolution's near. And all that's left to do is simply wallow in the thick anticipation of a rapid bite. And one day you can ask your leaders just what that was like before you grab a slice. So if you think you're powerless, allow me now to change your mind. See, if you think you're powerless, allow me now to change your mind. You see, they'll pay you hourly, tax them each apart, and build a shining tower out of loopholes and cards, and tell you that you're powerless to keep you in the dark because you aren't. Because we aren't. You see, they'll pay you hourly, tax them each apart, and make you build a shining tower out of loopholes and cards, where they'll tell you that you're powerless to keep you in the dark because you aren't. Because we aren't. And that's powerless.
That's the anthem for 2022. Here's what that was. Oh, that was like Striketober, right? And like that summer, like, you know, it was just, again, summer of rebellion and pushback and you know, realizing that the Democrats were really going to try to actually do that shit in the midterms and try to go with selling the Ukraine war and gaslighting and fear-mongering Trump, even though he was 2 years away still.
Yeah.
And guess what happened? They lost. What a shocker.
Well, now they're getting to do what Democrats do best, which is James Carville's tried and true strategy. He said the best thing they can do strategically is lay down and play dead and let people just hate the Republicans so much that they'll be begging Democrats to come back and do the absolute same nothing that they were offering to do before, and it'll just seem so much better because we'll have suffered for 4 more years. That's their strategy, which is why they deserve to just eat shit and fucking...
James Carville. I don't understand why anybody still acknowledges that he's living. Like, really? Like, why does anyone acknowledge that guy's even breathing, let alone like, what he's talking about?
I doubt that he is. There is some dark, dark magic keeping that man's husk moving and speaking and strategizing, but there is no life in that soul. There's no...
Adrenochrome.
It's something very sinister. Maybe he's got a piece of the amulet shoved up in him somewhere, but there's something along those lines that's keeping James Carville operating on this plane.
Right. All right. Well, we've got a bunch.
All right.
I know there's a few songs.
I think I got one more in my belt.
Nice.
And what better one from the list to close with than the closer, than our fucking lights out, shutting off the cheers sign kind of closing song. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Red Pilled.
Oh, sure. I'll always take Red Pilled. Nice. This is a greatest hits show right here. Love it.
I'm not used to playing this where it's meant to be played. I always just go, we'll play it in whatever key. But this is actually where Red Pilled is album version played, where God intended Red Pilled to be played. I've been blaspheming most of my takes, so.
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. Thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. So dry. My favorite songs don't hit the same way, 'cause I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking, what did they actually say? So I'll just try to sit down with my wife and watch TV, but I just see propaganda elevating the police in the simplest of sitcom banter. The tiny little altars full of offerings to corporate masters, and every well-planned wide pan shot of the name brand stocking up the pantry. Pull back one long tracking shot out to the garage to the logo on the Camry. Nice tight shot of the Camry, close-up view of the Camry. Slow pan up on the Camry. Long slow zoom to the unmoving human who's up in the front with the tube pumping fumes to him straight from the back of the Camry. Ashamed he just could not provide for himself, let alone for his family. It's a blue pill mindset that spent 2020 making dance beats. I think I liked it better being blind when I couldn't read between the lines. I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. Both bleed us so dry. Ignorance is bliss, which explains why a lot of us are so fucking happy. Quick to take the trip for all its trappings. Never one to ask what's up, what's going on, or God forbid what's happening. A lot of us would strap into the ride and spit right in the eye of the guy whose job it is to stop our fastenings. But maybe we're all born with that capacity. Maybe each of us comes standard with humor, compassion, malice, and audacity. Some of us are blind to the system, but some see it fine and say this is how it has to be. Some of us can stare wide-eyed at a nationwide human catastrophe, only offering platitudes and recipes. And Christ, I wish that I could tell myself nothing's worth obsessing past my everyday necessities. I wish that I could cry fake news over anything that threatened me, tune out our abuses and consume a little levity. Wish that I could offer up my son a smoother destiny. Wish I had some better lessons for how best to answer questions for the things I've been perpetually questioning. But I'm too busy looking at our leaders, wondering what I must be missing from their messaging. I'm trying to find the reasoning to let 250,000 people meet an early reckoning. And even though I know the truth, it's hard to swallow something that's so literally sickening. Hope is ever dwindling, COVID ever beckoning. Winter slows your breathing, but your pulse is ever quickening. Even though I know the truth, it's hard to keep listening. I'm done with my epiphany, my innocence is blistering. I'd like to think I'd taste the earth before I'd ever kiss the ring. Hard to speak the truth and harder still to keep listening. Sometimes I think I miss being blind when I couldn't read between the lines. Couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. Both bleed us so dry. And that's Red Pill.
That was a perfect red pill right there. That was album level right there. Bang.
He died.
And he died. Adam Smith.
Oh, Jesus
That's
Christ.
what it feels like. It feels like you were Austin Powers at the camera. No. Adam Smith. All right, everyone. Well, that was 7 songs. That was the greatest hits right there. Before the break, before the crash, we had Love Your Prison, Life in the Red, Militia Intent, and Hooky. That's a pretty good set right there. And then we got Ghost on the Lawn, Powerless, and Red Pill. That's pretty fucking good right there, too. I will take it all day. And, yeah, man, Charlie can pick them. I'm down. So, again, 2 weeks from tonight, on the 25th, we're going to have Steve Poikonen, AM Wake Up, Slow News Day show join us. That'll be a good time. We'll have some fun. I'll be able to make fun of him quite a bit. We'll do some value for value stuff together. And
I might have to bust out Cy Oppenheimer. It feels like a missed opportunity if I don't.
Oh yeah, no, I think we're totally gonna have to do a little debate, maybe. You know, and I'll even put on maybe the bow tie guy or something. I'll go back to that for that show. We'll get a little formal. Yeah. So let's see what else. The rest of this week, tomorrow night, INN News with Reef and Colin. Thursday, I don't know what we're gonna do Thursday yet. We're still trying to figure out Thursdays. Now with, you know, Crab and Himbo are doing a new show called Pilled, and we're still figuring out, you know, I guess they're going to do Tuesday nights, and I think Sundays at 8 is their plan.
Okay.
So go check them out on their new channels, YouTube channel, and Telegram. I think there's also a Twitter. I don't know. Check with Crab on that stuff. Friday, we'll have the independent review on Twitter. You know, of course, in the mornings, we've got AM Wake Up, we simulcast over to our Twitter account. And then, so tomorrow is Tease, Wednesdays, Revolutionary Wednesdays with Tease. Thursday, I don't know what Steve's got planned. Usually that's Texas Slim talking about beef and the beef initiative and whatever's going on with ranchers. Friday, we got the independent review in the morning. And then Angel in the afternoon at 7 and 10:30, we'll replay this show. I'll stitch it together so it'll actually be like one continuous show. And then we'll loop that. Saturday, Pro Wrestling Talk, 8 p.m. on the Ocho. Sunday, we're going to have, again, the Pro Pill, they're going to do that at 8 on their channel. And then we have, it's How Do We Miss That? is on at 10. And then on the Ocho also, Vicky unfortunately, she missed Boats because we're not streaming Boats to this channel anymore. We're only going to send it out to the Ocho because we were worried about copyright stuff. Plus, we want to give the React and the fun stuff a better channel, its own channel, not a news channel to be on. So check it out on the Ocho.
Crimes.
No, definitely not. No, it doesn't really kind of gel, and YouTube doesn't know how to.
Believe it or not, they don't mix.
So on top of that, like I was about to say before I was rudely interrupted by my computer crashing, we do have a Spotify version of this podcast. So if you are so inclined and want to listen on Spotify, just search up American Tradition with Jesse Jett, and you'll see all of the episodes. All 56 episodes, or actually 53 are up now. I just scheduled the last 3 up through the last one. I'll put this one up. And every Thursday at noon, a new episode has gone up. We're up through the Glimpse of Clandestiny, so you can listen to all the new songs that Jesse had played off the new album on that episode from 53. That's one of my personal favorites.
That's awesome.
Also, if you missed Friday night's clip show, it was a fucking banger. Okay, what I did was from episodes 45 through 55, I took a couple of songs from each one of those episodes. A lot of them had not even been cut as singles or played since they had been played live. And we put them all together in, a nice 3-hour, 4-hour show, and just straight chase, all good, no chaser. All whiskey, no chaser. It's all good. That was great times Friday night. And then Golden Monarch, I did a one-on-one with Golden Monarch Saturday. That was released on INNnewsletter.com. Go check that out. And then what else? There was I just worked out with Rob Durden. I haven't talked to Rob in ages. So we're gonna work out to do another one-on-one soon. And I'll get that up and out as soon as we can. So a lot of fun things happening at INN. So Cash App, $Indie News Network, PayPal.me/Indie News Network, co-fi.com/Indie News Network. And do you feel like playing something else, or are you just interlude music?
Playing a little outro music.
Nice. We're gonna need like some of that, again. So Jesse, since we don't talk much in between shows, let's have our notes right now on air. We need to do some collaborating in between now and our next show, because I gotta practice with Steve, and not with Steve, but for Steve to get here and have another musician on.
Oh yeah.
Nice. See, now that could get us. That's awesome. with a thing on the street. Home, sweet. It's called Last Child for those who don't know. He's playing another song called I Was a Last Child. Or just a punk in the street.
Probably my favorite Aerosmith song.
That's a great one. That's a great one. There's so many good ones. I mean,
and they shout out Tallahassee, which is so close to where I grew up. It's like, that's where, if you wanted to see a decent band, that's the closest place a decent band might come.
Take me back to a South Tallahassee.
Yep.
I'm a What It Takes and Love in an Elevator guy personally.
Okay.
Like, that was around my coming of age, and you know that the video for Love in an Elevator was just iconic.
Yep.
And then you got Amazing and that also just still gives me chills to hear even after all this time.
Have you heard the more recent? I say more recent. When I say that, I mean like 2007. Alternate version of Janie's Got a Gun that he did on a solo album. No. It's like Dust Bowl. It's so good.
Oh.
It's really. It starts off in this very minor chord. I don't know what I don't even want to try to play it because I won't be able to just guess it. But you think it's going to be in this minor key the whole time, and then it shifts right in the pre-chorus, and all of a sudden it's like it does the most beautiful step up and then into where you expect it, but it's got just this like old school Western like Dust Bowl fucking thing going on to it. It's so good. And I'm such a purist with a lot of songs, but I love Janie's Got a Gun lyrically and structurally, but I always wanted it without the Law and Order synth going on, without that there's some 80s synth that don't age well, and I would argue that the original Janie's Got a Gun containing that sort of Law and Order is the only way I can think of to describe. Yes, Doogie Howser. Oh Christ, it is full on Doogie Howser. Anyways, it's nice to hear it without that, and then also with like in the beginning you're like, oh, it's gonna be like this the whole time. Is he gonna keep it in a minor key? And they're like, oh shit, no, it's not, and it's so good. So yeah, if you get a chance to look up Steven Tyler's solo version of Janie's Got a Gun, it comes highly recommended by this guy.
Nice. I got
Those
to
are my
see
closing
them
remarks.
once. I got to see them once live, and man, what a treat! I mean.
Dude.
They were one of the few left. It was the Eagles, Aerosmith. I didn't get to see either one. I got to see both of them with my wife.
My dad and I had tickets to see Aerosmith. It came the day of the show, and we were both sick. We had fucking fever. We were like not great, but we're like, we're not missing the show. By God, we're getting in the car. We're driving to Pensacola. We're going to see Aerosmith. And we get there and find out the show has been canceled. And we're on our way back, and we get back, and my dad's like, I'm going to be real with you. I'm really glad that we're home right now, because I can't imagine driving home any later. I was hallucinating on the road tonight because I've got such a bad fever. I was like, why didn't you pull over?
Oh my God.
So, for a long time after that, Aerosmith would come on the radio, and we just had to turn it off like it hurt too bad to hear. Like, oh, I can't bear it.
I love it.
But what's funny too, my dad's name is Roger, and we were driving back and talking about how miserable we felt, and we passed a place called the Jesse Rogers Cemetery. I was like, oh, no. That's an omen. It's a good thing we didn't stay. Like, we need to get home right the fuck now.
Holy shit.
It's like Final Destination.
That's just ominous as fuck. Wow, man. Oh my God.
Yep. So yeah, no, we made it back, but we didn't get to see Aerosmith. But maybe that's for the best. Maybe I wouldn't be here today if I did. Aerosmith might have been what did me in.
Cynic says never go full doogie.
Oh, that's the shirt. That's the t-shirt.
Yeah, but NPH and Harold and Kumar ended up stealing their car and like doing blow off a hooker's ass.
Went full doogie. No, he really housed it on the synthesizer.
Oh, all right, and on that,
all right, guys.
Dad jokes and everything.
Thanks to everyone for hanging out. Thank you to Charlie for everything. And
seriously, love y'all.
Thanks for giving us 3 shows of material.
We will see you in 2 weeks with Steve, And tip your streamers and support independent media because we need it more than ever. There's so much corporate bullshit out there. And I'll add a new thing. Fuck Piers Morgan.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's standing. That's
just because. Fuck Piers Morgan. Night, everyone.
Who are these people?
Can keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your heads. Why play civil if you won't listen to 50,000 dead? And now we know our mission, we form a militia, make Congress a prison. No, I play civil when all these dead won't make you listen.
What's more American than slaying your oppressors? What's more American than liberty or death first? God, I thought we were founded on abolishing the tyranny of those who would starve a village all to live empirically. And I regret that I have only one life to give for my cause.
Who are these people?